Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gina. And in today's video, I have a lot of propagating to do for my shop. And I've mentioned that I was possibly thinking about including you guys in with this process. And many of you said that you really wanted to see it, so here we are. So this is what we're doing today. So I made a bunch of propagations already. I didn't make the propagations yet. I cut a bunch of my plants. So these, like this, all of these are from plants that are in my grow tent. So I just went through and I looked at what could really use a chopping, what I thought you guys might like to see in my, isn't that pretty? What I thought you guys might want to see in my plant shop. So yeah, we have several different species of Hoya that I'm going to be chopping here today with you guys. I have my soil here, I have my pots here, I have more sitting on the chair there because I think we're going to have quite a few propagations. I think so. So there really is no structure to this video. I have no plans. I have made no plans of how this is going to go. I'm just going to, I'm not going to pretend you guys aren't here because I like that you guys are here with me, but it might be a lot of quiet work. I may not always be saying something. So I find this whole process to be very kind of cathartic, just propagating plants. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love the whole process. I love hang on, I dropped one here. So I love the process of actually cutting the plants and planting the plants. And then, of course, watching the plants grow, watching that progress. And hopefully this isn't too far away. Hopefully not. And yeah, so let me show you exactly what we're working with today, because I have this very fun pile of Hoyas here. So first off, I have here the Hoya Nova Ghost. And I chopped, all these I chopped this morning. So I still need to chop some more. So each of these propagations will be one node and either one or two leaves, depending. Most of them will be 2-leaf, 1-node cuttings. So we have the Nova Ghost, and then I have the Wayettii variegated, which I have never actually propagated this one. This is the first time doing this, so that's kind of exciting. It's very pretty. Look at the end. Those end leaves there are so red. Hopefully that is picking up on the camera. It does sun stress, or I guess, I don't know. I don't think this is considered sun stressing, but rather just like the new leaves. On a lot of plants, the new leaves come out red. And then they change over to the classic look of the plant. So we have that one. I have here some Hoya Sunrise. So I should get like some, maybe more, but mostly I should get like 5 or 6 plants of each of these I'm showing you. So Hoya Sunrise. This one's sun stress is really pretty. I have this Hoya Pandurata. And you guys saw all of these plants in my recent Hoya plant tour. So if you haven't seen that, you should go back and watch it. This is first time will be in my shop. This is the Hoya Polyneura variegata. Isn't that beautiful? Not sure how many I have here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6. I should get like 6 plants out of this one. And then I already chopped this guy up. This is the Lacunosa Amarillo. So it was like really hard to get to, like to chop it. So I already had to make my little tiny little propagations, which I will show you a close-up of what those look like. But yeah, so Lacunosa Amarillo, and then I have some Hoya Lacunosa Luisa Silver, which I am having a love affair with silver Hoyas. Another silver one, this is the Hoya Polyneura Silver. I'm gonna chop this one up, which is, it's a little bit difficult for me to do just because I love a big plant, and I told you guys this, like, since I have my shop now, it's like I no longer, I mean, some plants, some Hoyas, I still have big plants of them, but a lot of my plants will never get really huge because I'm gonna be chopping them up for the store, for you guys. So, but this one doesn't make me too sad because I'll have this as a mother plant, and then I'll probably keep one of the choppings I make of this plant, and then eventually I will pot them together, so I will get a bigger plant. So there's that one. And then we have the Lacunosa Moonlight, which is absolutely stunning. It like shimmers, which I'll try and get you a close-up look of what that shimmeriness looks like, but it's just gorgeous. So yeah, I love the Lacunosas. I love a small leaf Hoya very much. So yeah, I guess we'll just, first off, we're just gonna get started chopping. Okay, so as I said, I do have my soil sitting right here. So the soil, and I do propagate right into soil. So for some people, this soil may not work. It may not be the best choice for, and by the way, if you have some chores to do, by all means, do your chores while I do my chores here. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, well, let me see. I'm losing track of my thoughts here. Okay, soil. We'll go back to the soil. So I propagate directly into soil. It works for me because I have like a really nice, warm, humid, bright place to put these plants to grow those roots. Actually, soil could work for anybody as long as you have those conditions. You have humidity, you have high humidity, you have warmth, and you have nice bright light. I used to propagate in sphagnum moss and then either sell the plants in the sphagnum moss or switch them over to soil. I don't know, for now, I feel like I just really like soil. And I really like soil for Hoyas. And I've tried pon with my Hoyas and it works, but long term, I've just, using the pon long term and then comparing it to soil, I just prefer soil. For me, it's easier. However, pon does work. It does work, but I just really like soil. So anyway, so I propagate directly into soil, and I can show you a little close-up of what this soil mix looks like. I'll just insert pictures, some video of what the soil mix looks like. Actually, no, because I'm gonna use, I told you there's no structure to this video. I'm gonna be using up a lot of my soil here, so by the time I'm done, I'm not gonna have probably very much soil left to show you. So let me just show you, let me just give you up close of what this looks like. So what this is it's Fox Farms Ocean Forest soil as the main base, and then I add orchid chips, like orchid bark chips, and then I add pumice. So this is your orchid bark chips here. Hopefully you can see that. This, of course, the white is your pumice. And if I have charcoal, I'll add that to the mix also, but I just happen to be out of charcoal right now, so there is no charcoal. There is no charcoal, which is fine. You don't need charcoal. I think charcoal basically is just to it helps with bacteria or something like that it fights like bacteria in your soil, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna start chopping this. So we're gonna start with the Wallineana variegated, which I'm very excited about because I've never had it in my shop and it's so beautiful. And I'm sorry this is kind of far away, but if you want to see it, I'm like, this is not a tutorial of how to propagate. I am just, because I have videos like tutorials of how to propagate. So this is basically just me propagating for my shop. This is not a tutorial. So you can go back and maybe I can link the like how to propagate in the description below, and then you can just go check it out where I show you exactly like how to do it. But in this case, I'm just doing it. So, and then also like what I'm doing here, if you're curious, I am, let's see how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 of those. So I don't forget what they are. I just make little name tags and stick it to the pot. So that's what I'm doing here. And I need 6 of these. So what's new with you guys? Have you guys gotten any new plants lately? It's like, what is today? It's June. It's June. Yeah. It is January. What's the date? I don't even know what the date is. I am like losing track of days. I don't know. It'll be on the screen what day this is. It's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. It's, yeah, so it's like the middle of January right now. And I have purchased new plants. I have already purchased new Hoyas. In my video of my plants and plans for the new year, I mentioned that I didn't really have a wish list, plant wish list. My main goal this year, I mean, not that I'm not gonna buy any plants this year, because obviously I am, I already have. But I mainly wanted to just watch my plants grow. But I knew that I would be getting new plants this year. So I mentioned that, you know, there probably would be some new Hoyas added to my collection. And then I mentioned that I was interested in adding Caudex to my collection, which, by golly, I have done. Surprise, surprise. So I already have purchased some Caudex plants, which you kind of got a little sneak peek of in my Hoya collection video that I just did recently. So I did get some Caudex, which I'm very excited about, and I will show you guys those. And I look forward to like a future video talking about the Caudex, because I think they're fascinating. I think they're beautiful. Right now, I am very new to Caudex plants, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of treating them like succulents, cactus succulents. And so far so good. They haven't died. Of course, I've only had them a couple of weeks, so that doesn't really show you success. But for me, so far so good. So yeah, so I've added the Caudex, and then I also have purchased some new Hoyas for my collection, but mostly for like having more variety in my plant shop. And I'm thinking about, so I ordered those last week, I think it was. Quite a few. But usually when I order new Hoyas or new yeah, new Hoyas, when I order new Hoyas. I usually go for just like cuttings, so it's gonna be like this. And unrooted cuttings, actually. Some are rooted, some are just unrooted cuttings like this. So I get to watch those plants grow. Oops, that's quite a bit of. This is rooting hormone here, if you're curious. This is just some rooting hormone, which I like to use. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I like to go like small little cuttings like this so I can just watch them grow from tiny little baby plants to big, beautiful mother plants. So I always have, this is something I struggle with sometimes. So you get these Hoyas like with these big leaves and it's kind of hard to get them to stick like and stay. So something you can do if that is the case, no, I think this is going to be okay. But what you can do, here, let me just show you a close-up of this first one. I'm just going to show you this one and then I'm not going to show you any of the others of this species. So, and it's just sitting in a tray right below you guys there. So if you do struggle with like it's just kind of awkward, these big leaves, and you've got this tiny little, can you even see that? Tiny little stem. It doesn't always want to like stay. Well, they sell like these pins, and I'll include a picture of what the pins look like. So you can use those to just keep them in place, which I have I mean, it's good if you're just doing like 1 or 2 or 3 little propagations of your plant, but if you're like me and you're doing a lot, those pins aren't very convenient. You have to have a lot of those pins. All right, so we got 3 so far. Oh my gosh, we have so much to do. So then after I get all of these planted, then what I do is I just take them to the kitchen sink and I water them. And usually getting the, because right now the soil's pretty dry. So when you get, why am I missing one? Maybe I made too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I made too many. I can't talk and work at the same time. It's like walking and chewing gum at the same time. Is that the saying? I can't walk and chew gum at the same time? That's me. So anyway, so I'll take them to the sink and I'll give them all, I'll drench them like, I'll drench them completely. And then, oh, Nora's trying to chew on plastic here. Do your cats like to chew on plastic as much as mine like to chew on plastic? They love plastic. I don't get it. All right, so I forgot what I was talking about. You know, I mentioned that for me, like plant chores and stuff feels kind of chaotic. Well, this feels a little chaotic to me. Okay, so I'm going to do the Lacunosa Amarillo next. So I need my tape. Here it is. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cuttings of that. Has anyone here watching been affected by the fires in California? Holy Moses. Just this morning I was on YouTube. I usually, in the mornings, first thing I'll do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too many. I'll just like sit down at my computer and watch some YouTube and drink my tea and just like answer emails or comments from my channel, or yeah, that. And well, I've been following the fires because we used to live in California. We lived in, sorry, I can't talk and write at the same time. We lived in Burbank, which is not too far from Altadena. Yeah, Burbank has not been affected by the fires. I still follow like stuff, Burbank stuff. It's on like some Burbank pages, and I see on Facebook, and I see, they say they keep giving updates, like so far they are not affected by any fires. But anyway, it's just tragic. I'm sure they're experiencing the smoke from the either depending on the direction of the wind. Altadena is east of Burbank, so probably not that fire, since we didn't typically get our winds from the east. They mostly came, although the Santa Anas do come from like I think the northeast or east northeast, so they probably were experiencing smoke from the Altadena fire. But then there's also the Palisades fire. I don't know, just, it's tragic. And well, anyway, so I was watching YouTube, and a video was recommended to me, and it was just a family that lived in Altadena, and the man was doing like a vlog style video, it seemed, and he started his day just talking about how bad the winds were, and he showed how bad the winds were, and then he just filmed throughout the day showing it, and then it was so, you just feel like you're there. It's just like, and it's heartbreaking, and then he showed when they first noticed the fire, and the orange glow. And when we lived in Burbank, we had fires in the mountains, like near us, but I never felt like we were in danger because we didn't live up in the hills. We lived down in the valley, and so I never felt like we were in danger. But apparently we could have been, because a lot of the houses like in Altadena they're not in hills. They're like how we were situated. And if those winds are strong enough, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. So anyway, I was watching, and it's just, and they come back. He showed them coming back, just driving through their neighborhood, and every single house is just gone. It's just gone. Except for, a fireplace standing, or maybe a little bit of the stucco facade is still up. But yeah, it's just sad. And yeah, and also if those of us in the plant community, Benji Plant, I'm sure many of you know Benji Plant, watch his videos. His house, well, I think they rented. It wasn't it. They rented, but everything he owned, everything, gone. So, yeah, it's really tragic, really tragic. So I'm curious, I don't know if anyone who was affected by the fires, you probably aren't on YouTube. You're probably not watching videos right now. You have so much more going on in your lives. But yeah, it's just heartbreaking, just crazy, just heartbreaking. I was worried about this new year, guys. I told you. going into a new year is just kind of scary. You don't know what's going to happen. Those people, those poor people had no, they're probably excited about, oh, 2025, new year, it's going to be fantastic. And you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen. And it's kind of frightening. It is. So anyway, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. I got my amarillos done. Lacunosa amarillo. All right, so let's do, well, I'm saving these for last because these are not cut yet. These guys are all cut, so I am forced to do every single one of these guys. Otherwise, these cuts, all these will go to waste. So these are the priority since they've already been cut. So, okay, on a happier note, I'm curious if any of you guys, I know Nina, she has a plant channel. I'll put the name of her plant channel on the screen. She mentioned that she did this, but do you guys remember I showed you my cookie recipe? My almond butter cookie recipe? Well, she said she made my cookies and she said she liked them. Yay! So I'm curious if anyone else tried them and liked them. Let me know. I'm still eating mine, although I'm trying to cut back to just 1 cookie a day. I was doing 2 a day because they're so delicious, but I don't need 2 cookies a day. So now, okay, so let me know in the comments if any of you also have made the cookies. Okay, so we have 5 of the Hoya Pandurata. And this is just plain old Hoya Pandurata. I also have a Hoya Pandurata Silver, which I will probably propagate before too long. It seems to be growing pretty good. The only thing is, like, most of the growth I've gotten out of it has kind of reverted to more of a Hoya Pandurata Splash, which is still really pretty. It's like silver splash. So that's how even though I purchased it and the cuttings come from a Hoya Pandurata Silver, I'll probably just call it Splash, or I'll call it Silver Splash maybe when I sell it, when I put it in my shop. Can you hear that scratching sound? Someone's in the litter box. We keep the cat's litter box in the laundry room, which is like just right over there. So if you hear scratching, that's what that is. Although you probably don't hear it because like these microphones kind of like are noise canceling, which is kind of nice, but they don't cancel everything. So you might be hearing that. All right, Pandurata. This is so easy. Look how like long that stem is, and the leaves stick up. So these are like super easy to. Love doing this kind of Hoya propagation because it's just so darn easy. Goes super fast, and there's no resistance from leaves trying to pop it back out. But I think I may not have finished my thought, but once you water these and you get the soil wet, it is easier to like stick the ones that kind of pop up a little bit, that don't want to stay down. when the soil is wet, it makes it easier, so that's good. That is good. All right, so that is done. And let's do Nova Ghost next because I'm excited about this one. I like having this one in my shop. All right, so we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, and what I typically do, okay, so this is like the top cut of the plant. I usually get rid of that top stem. There's no other leaves. I mean, I can see some leaves that were going to be coming out. So what I typically do is I still remove that. So I have 5 cuttings of this. And what I'll do is I'll take the stem and I'll just stick it in a thing of moss, and I'll propagate that way, like the leaves. Yeah. Does that make sense? I don't feel like explaining it any further, but I try not to waste plant because there's plant in this empty stem. More leaves will pop out of that. Roots will come out. There's already aerial roots, but yeah. I knocked one of my little cuttings loose there. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the Nova Ghost. So if you guys have purchased any new Hoyas, I'm kind of like, I go in cycles of like being obsessed with certain plants. What are we doing? Hoya, Nova Ghost. So like right now, my obsession is Hoyas, and I'm buying Hoyas. And it usually coincides, for whatever reason, it coincides with the time of year. Although, you know, I buy Hoyas this time of year, but I also buy them in the summertime. And it's so much cheaper to buy plants in the summertime or in the spring, mostly summer actually, because you don't have the added cost of like winter shipping, insulation, and heat packs, which most people charge for that stuff. So like in my shop, which is my shop, in case you don't know, it is thepinktrellis.com. So, and I update every week. I update. So like in my shop, I do charge extra for heat packs, but only like $2, which is, I think most, and when I am buying plants on Etsy, they're like $5. So I'm giving you a deal. And then most of the shops, they charge for insulation, which I don't. Insulation is automatically included. So, yeah. But anyway, so that's why when I'm buying plants, for me, it's cheaper to purchase in the summertime because I'm not paying extra for the insulation and heat packs. And usually if you're buying insulation and heat pack, they charge like up to $10. And I think like they have like winter shipping insurance, they call it. And I think it includes heat pack and insulation. And then if the plant doesn't survive, they cover the cost of replacement of that plant. So anyway, basically it's just cheaper to purchase plants in the summertime because you don't have that added expense in addition to the cost of the plant for that stuff. See, this one is going to be a little bit difficult. Sometimes when, see how this is shaped? So this leaf is not a problem. This one is getting in the way of being able to push this into the soil. So a lot of times, and this may hurt you to see this, but I will remove that problem leaf so I can easily plant my plants. That's just what I do. See, this one also might be a problem. We'll see. Maybe I can squeeze it upwards and it won't be in the way. Or yeah, that's okay. That one is okay. All right, so we have 5 of these. And my tray here is filled. Let me show you. You can't see it. See that? All those propagations. So we have 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 18 new plants, potential new plants that will be growing there. I'll have to just set these to the side over here. So I would say my propagation, my success rate, propagation success rate is like 99%. I mean, very rarely do I have a plant that doesn't, a propagation that doesn't take. So I would say that's a pretty good success rate. So now we are working with the Hoya Wayettii variegated. And we have quite a bit of this. So I think I'm gonna make each pot 2. Each pot will be two cuttings. Like all the other ones we've done, it's just 1 cutting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pots of that. That works. That works great. And then you have a nice fuller pot. Clean up my mess. Make room for my tape, my little plant name tags. Hoya Wayettii. Very good. What else can we talk about, you guys? I wish I had some questions to answer. That makes it easy. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of anything that I think you might want to know. I don't know. All right. Well, let's just get these planted up here. These should be pretty simple. Yes, they are. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Love it. Oh, something fun. I think we might go thrifting today. Might go do some thrifting. I have found a couple of pots. I told you guys that in addition to selling plants in my shop, that I also want to get back to selling planters. So I have picked up, how many have I picked up? Just two so far. But I want to get maybe 5 planters before I stick them into the shop. Just I'll have a nice little collection. And I have gotten some crystals because I also wanted to put crystals in the shop. So I did pick up some crystals, which will probably be, I think I'm getting more coming in this week. So it'll probably be still a couple of weeks, a few weeks, maybe a month before I have the pots and the crystals in the shop. So that's exciting. Okay, so right now I'm doing sunrise. So once again, I have this leftover extra stem, top cut. I may or may not do what I said I was going to do with the Nova Ghost. The Nova Ghost is like worth more than the sunrise, so I may just let I have so much sunrise in my collection, or yeah, my mother plant is huge, so I don't need to I really don't need to propagate that empty stem, but like the Nova Ghost, this is the Nova Ghost, that one I don't have a lot of in my collection, so that is a reason why I would propagate that empty stem. That one is worth it to me to propagate. All right, so let's make our little name tags. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sunrise. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I don't have like a very strong voice anyway. And then when I'm kind of quiet. Does that come across? I'm kind of a quiet person. Kind of, well, it's weird. I'm like introverted, but I can be extroverted too. But I think I'm more an introverted type person. As I've gotten older, I think I've gotten more extrovert. But yeah, so anyway, I don't have like a strong, loud voice. That's something I wish I had. Like when I watch my videos, for me, and I suppose that's probably for everybody. You like watch back and you're like, ew. You don't like the sound of your voice. I could really use a glass of water right now, actually, which I might go do. Anyway, so that's something about me. I'm kind of an introvert with a quiet voice. Hang on. I'm back. That helped a little bit, I guess. Yeah. I'm curious. I think probably a lot of plant people are more introverted types. That's my guess. I feel that way. I don't know why. That's just how I feel. All right, so we got those sunrises done. And yeah, so what's left? Oh, now I'm going to cut a little bit of this Hoya lacunosa moonlight. So we'll do some of that. Another thing I have to think about is finding room for all this stuff in the grow tent. So let's see, I don't want to do too much. Even though I have so much to work with here, I want to be careful with, not going too crazy with making too much of this. So I think I want to do let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I might do 10 of these. That's quite a bit. Yeah, I'll do it. I've committed. I'm committed. I still have this still one long stem here, but all right, I've committed. So let me cut these individual. All right. Oh, let's see here. I gotta make my little name tags for all of these. All right, so I need to make some space here, so I'm gonna move these to the kitchen because these are gonna have to be watered anyway. So we'll just get these out of our way to give more space for all of these cuttings, because right now I have to make 10 of these Lacunosa moonlights. And, oops. I just knocked the Hoya Sunrise out of its pot. So let's move those all out of the way and start filling up these guys. All right, 10 of these Hoya Lacunosa moonlights. We are almost done. Yay! Like I said, I think the hard part is going to be finding space in the grow tent for all of these, because I am quickly running out of space. And I do want to do more. I told you guys I wanted to focus more on Hoyas, like selling more Hoyas in my plant shop. I'm still gonna have Syngoniums because those are such fast growers. So there will always be like Syngoniums and probably also begonias. Yeah, but mostly I want to concentrate on the Hoyas because I know you guys like the Hoyas. So, all right, so that's 10 of those. That'll be fun to have the moonlights in the plant shop for the first time for you guys. Move these up here. Okay, so, oh, I still have this to do. 2 more. You know what? I might skip Louisa Silver for now. Maybe that can be another video. But I do want to do some of this Polyneura silver. So I think I'm going to chop it way back here. So there's going to be 3 future plants here. And maybe I'll do 1. So we'll have 4. It's so little now. Look at that. That's okay. It'll grow. They grow pretty good for me. So, all right. So we need 4 pots. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, these clear pots are great. I will link them in the description in case, because usually when I do these propagation videos like this, I always have someone asking me, where do I get my clear pots? So if you're interested in those, link will be in the description. I get them on Amazon. It's very convenient. Hoya, Polyneura, silver. It's just nice to be able to see those roots growing. Kind of, yeah, you can kind of keep an eye on how they are looking. The only downside I have found is you do get algae. You can get algae growing because, because it's exposed to light. So it's moisture exposed to light, and moisture and light gives you algae. But that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. It just doesn't look as pretty. Okay. little rooting hormone on those. I also feel like when you have a fresh cut like this, like these are pretty fresh, and typically it's good to let them kind of like callus over before you stick them into wet soil. But I feel like I don't have time to wait, and I usually don't wait, and I don't have an issue with doing this, but I feel like then putting them into the rooting hormone kind of stops that cut, like that bleeding, because like when you cut Hoyas, they get sap, and it kind of like stops the bleeding. It's kind of like bleeding basically, except it's white. It's white. All right. I think that's it. Wow, we've got a lot here. Can you guys see this? You can kind of see it. So in total, I think, so we had 18. We have 18 over there, and we have, let me count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Looks like 26-ish here. So 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 44. So we have made 44 new plants. And I still have a little bit of soil left. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. We're going to end it here. So yeah, we're going to end it here. And then depending on how much room I have in my plant or in my grow tent, I may cut a little bit of the Louisa Silver just off camera by myself, or I will save that for another video. So that is going to be it. I think this is like an hour-long video, depending on how I edit it. But yeah, thanks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed going along for the ride with me of propagating for my plant shop. Once again, my plant shop is thepinktrellis.com or here. And you can go check out what plants I have available. And there should be a lot of Hoyas if they're not sold out. And yeah, so thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.